Well, hello, boys and girls. It's your favourite grumpy granny from Grogy's Patch. And here I am to tell you all a little story. Once upon a time, Grumpy Granny worked very hard and took lots of photos of lots of things and listed them on eBay. And guess what, boys and girls? She sold lots of those things. So, boys and girls, I'm going to show you what I've sold over the last 2 weeks on eBay. Not everything, just a few things that I think sell really well and really fast and for decent money on eBay. Here we go, let's get into it. So first up, we have this lovely Kathmandu women's shirt, size 14. Short sleeve, and it's an outdoor activewear shirt. All the prices I'm going to give you are including postage. This has a lovely little print on it, and I paid 32 cents from my local op shop here in town and sold it for $28.16. Next up, we have a pair of my size women's jeans in a size 18. These are a straight leg design, and they have an absolutely lovely washout fade, just in the very right spots. These sold in 71 days and for $34.70 and cost me $3 from nearby town of Charlton. I was really happy with these next pair of jeans. They're R.M. Williams vintage Australian made jeans. They're a really nice brown colour. They took only 8 days to sell. They cost me $7, which I got last time I was in Mildura, and sold for $38.56. As much as I love selling books, sometimes they can take quite a long time to sell, and I call them a long tail item. These are 2 vintage John Heffernan, who's an Australian author. We've got Spud and Peter the Paddock Basher, and these cost me 40 cents, so 20 cents each, and sold in 263 days for $32.56. At the other end of the scale, we've got this pretty bashed up looking book, which is called Our South Africa. It only took 61 days to sell. Now, I got this for free because it was going to be thrown out, and it actually turned out to be a cigarette card collector album as well as an informational book all about South Africa. It's an absolutely gorgeous book with some pretty amazing illustrations in it, and this sold for $59.50. So a really good profit in it, and as I said, cost me nothing, and as you can see, it is pretty well beat up. And it just goes to show, with the right vintage book, and this one's from 1938, if it's rare and it's something that people are chasing, then it's certainly worth the effort of listing it. These Fox Chino jeans were a really quick seller. They only took 11 days. They cost me $3, and I picked them up over at stall at the Salvation Army over there, where they do really great deals. They sold for $36.46, so it was a great buy. Even though they did have a problem with the wear on one of the legs, and you can see that in this last photo. It's all about the brand sometimes. Now, book bundles can take a while to sell, but they're a great way to get rid of books that really aren't worth listing on their own. And this Silhouette Desire bundle is a perfect example. 181 days to sell, which is about mid-range, I'd say, for books. They sold for $32.56, and the bundle cost $2. These Rivka jeans were another great buy, size 33. They sold for $40.86 and cost me $2.50 off the half price rack at Vinnie's, and they took 9 days to sell. So sometimes, as I said, it's all about the brand. These also had a bit of a wear issue in a similar spot to the last pair, and possibly with them from the same owner. These vintage Australian-made de jour jeans would have sold a lot quicker, but unfortunately had been hemmed quite severely. That being said, they still only took 34 days to sell and sold for $34.70, so I would have got really, really, really good money for them if they hadn't been hemmed, because the fade on these is gorgeous. Sometimes it's the style, not the brand, that's the all-important thing with jeans. These ones sold mostly because they were wide leg or boot cut, and they're really something to look out for when you're out thrifting jeans. The market has gone down a little bit with VHS, but this was still a pretty good buy. This was a 1987 Monkeys VHS. Cost me 50 cents, sold for $42.68, and took 178 days to sell. It's all about the clamshell, and the condition of the case for this one. Next up we have another book bundle. This one took 181 days to sell. I like to sell the bundles inside that 180-day time frame, but this took just a smidge longer. The bundle itself cost me $3.50 and I sold them for $39.95 plus post of $14.50. I'm having to do the plus post minus post thing a bit different now, so everything now on will probably be plus post. So the next one is this pair of City Chic jeans. They're a size 22 black stretch jeans with the zipper ankle. They sold for $19.96 and $14.50 post and cost $7 in Mildura. And although there mightn't have been quite as much profit, these actually sold in 3 days. These are probably one of my favourite pair of jeans that I've sold in the last couple of weeks, purely because of that fantastic wash out fade. These only took 4 days to sell and they sold for $24.95 plus $14.50 post. The reason my post on these is the medium size is because I like to put them in the padded mailer as opposed to putting them in a smaller vinyl satchel, so I do charge a bit more for post. But I think it's better for the customer in the end. Fabulous pair of jeans, which as you can see by the tags, are Wrangler men's jeans.
You know what, you might be a bit of a hostage taker yourself, Grumpy Granny.
Just in a different, quite nicer way.
Can I just say that laugh, that giggle was very much, you know, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, that's the guy who comes and collects the children. He goes like, children, come out, wherever you are.
Granny's the one that normally
that's the giggle.
Door.
Do you want to know something really, really funny? In my book haul that I got yesterday, I got a book about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh.
So the following day, I actually listed this book on eBay and it only took 2 days to sell. So it was a great quick seller. It's from 1968 and it's called The Adventures of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It cost me $1 and I sold it for $40 plus $10.60 post. So definitely a worthwhile book to list. Quick seller and lovely vintage book. I don't sell a lot of unbranded things, but once I saw this poncho in the op shop, I just had to buy it. This cost me $3 at an op shop in Charlton, a neighbouring town, and I sold it on the same day that I listed it for $35 plus $14.50 post. Can't get much quicker than that. And talking of unbranded, these are my absolute all-time favourite jeans that I've sold in the last couple of weeks. Vintage, unbranded, covered with beautiful embroidery. They took 8 days to sell. They cost me $1.36. I sold them for $27.46 plus $10.60 post. This is a classic Australian designer, Walter Christensen, and from the 80s, and this is a superb example of his work. This is a little cropped jacket with beautiful big shoulder pads, bright vibrant stripes. This cost me 99 cents and I sold it for $48 plus $10.60 post, and it took a whopping 3 days to sell. So pretty amazing. Well, I've talked about that sometimes it's the brand and sometimes it's the style with jeans. These are Levi's 501s. They are vintage. They are a high-rise button fly style, and you should never ever walk past these, especially if they've got the button fly. These took 8 days to sell and sold for $49.95 plus $14.50 post. This shirt here is made of bamboo vicose. It's a gorgeous blue colour with a 3/4 sleeve and a collar button-up shirt. And a special shout out to Lynn of Granny's Precious Gifts, who actually bought this from my store. Thank you, Lynn. This shirt almost didn't make it into the store because I am quite fond of it. But it's one of those things, and it sold before I had a chance to keep it. It cost me $4 and sold for $51.96. It's a vintage chambray, and I also paid $10.60 post. And for my last trick, we have this beautiful Dolce & Gabbana women's top. Now, it's a wool silk blend knit with pure silk sleeves, long sleeves, and gorgeous floral in the sleeves as well. It cost me $4 from my local op shop. I sold it for $99.95. My idea behind this video, boys and girls, was to show you what has actually sold, because I can't see the point in me showing you heaps of thrifting videos of stuff that actually may not sell. or sell quickly. Whereas these items that I've shown you have actually sold very quickly for me over the last 2 weeks. So that is why I've chosen to show you those. If you would like to see more videos like this of the things that have sold and sold quickly or taken a long time to sell, or if you just want to know more about the styles that you should look out for that sell well for me, I can't tell you what'll sell well for you. I can only show you what sells well for me, and maybe you want to give that a try. It's just all about sharing. So I want to thank you for joining me. Now, this has been a bit of an extra video that I'm doing this week. It doesn't have the surprise at the end that I was promising, because that's actually coming in the next instructional video. Isn't that something exciting to look out for? Woohoo! Alright, boys and girls, it's actually been a very long day, because Octo and I have been recording the podcast this morning with our latest hostage, and then I've had to do my listings and take photos, and I've had a Zoom meeting call, so it's been just such a busy day. I will see you on the next one.